Melissa Francis, a prominent figure on Fox, appeared to be living the high life, famous, wealthy, and employed in the media industry. However, behind the scenes, something occurred that caused her to depart immediately. Her hasty departure begs the question, why? You will reevaluate your assumptions after reading about her tenure at Fox. Melissa Francis has achieved meteoric success in the journalism industry after briefly starring in films as a child actor. At the tender age of 6 months, she made her public debut in an advertisement for Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo. This head start allowed her to have a successful career in film and television, even as a young child. Her portrayal of Cassandra Cooper Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie was a critically acclaimed role. People all over the nation recognize her face because of this famous show. She has appeared in numerous films and television shows, including Saint Elsewhere, The Dictator, Morning Star, and Evening Star, among others. She learned to work hard and perform well under pressure early in her playing career, which helped her establish a solid foundation in the entertainment industry. Although Melissa achieved success as a child actress, she took a different path when she was an adult. She did not remain in Hollywood after leaving. Instead, she attended Harvard University and earned a degree in economics. For someone with extensive experience in the entertainment industry, it was a daring move, but it marked the beginning of a new chapter in her career. After finishing college, Melissa did not waste any time getting a reputation as a sharp and perceptive financial reporter. She immediately got to work as a writer. Her career in television began with local stations before she landed a job at CNBC. In her discussion of various economic and financial issues, she demonstrated her ability to break down complex topics into easily digestible chunks. Her background in filmmaking and extensive knowledge of economics made her an ideal candidate for the role of business writer. She joined the Fox Business Network in 2012 as a host of Money with Melissa Francis. The show's focus on business and economic news helped Melissa gain credibility as a go-to source for viewers seeking insightful financial analysis. The fact that she could articulately and engagingly discuss economic policy and market trends bolstered her reputation as a talented writer. Aside from her role on Fox Business, she also co-hosted the hit Fox News show Outnumbered, where she shared her thoughts on current events and offered financial guidance to viewers. Writing books in addition to her TV work helped Melissa advance in her career. Their memoir, Diary of a Stage Mother's Daughter, details their time spent performing on stage as a child and their bond with their mother. The book provided an intimate glimpse into the life of a child growing up in the entertainment industry. In her subsequent book, Lessons from the Prairie, she discussed how her experiences reporting on Little House on the Prairie had shaped her life lessons. Melissa's versatility and perseverance have been on display in her work in high-stakes news, Harvard, and Hollywood. Her multi-successful career highlights her intelligence, resilience, and adaptability. From child star to financial reporter, Melissa Francis has been through a lot. No matter where she has worked, her impact has been profound and long-lasting. Even though Melissa's job was going well, she had problems that made her reevaluate everything, including her future. You must remain with us in order to learn the shocking truth. Melissa Francis had a rocky childhood despite her fame as a child actress. From the moment she learned to walk independently, she was thrust into a society that demanded nothing less than perfection. Hollywood had a knack for producing young stars, but Melissa had to put in more time than just memorizing lines and spending a lot of time on set. They were held to high expectations, and children traded in their naivete for approval and admiration. Due to her unwavering determination to witness her daughter's success, her mother tightly controlled her every aspect of her life. In contrast to the typical carefree childhood, Melissa had a challenging upbringing. On the contrary, it was a relentless pursuit of greatness guided by an unattainable female authority figure. Hollywood had an impossible standard that every child star had to meet, and failing wasn't an option. No matter how her lines were delivered, how big her smile was on TV, or how well she did, it never seemed like enough. Something could always be improved upon or found incorrectly. When Melissa fell short of those unattainable expectations, the consequences were severe and swift. In a later discussion, she linked her mother's erratic behavior, which ranged from irate to frigid, to bipolar disorder. However, as a child, she was oblivious to its name. All she knew was that home was a place where love felt ill-defined, where acceptance was fleeting, and where criticism for her shortcomings was met with cruel remarks. She developed an unhealthy obsession with the approval of her Hollywood peers, an issue that persisted long after she retired from the spotlight. As she grew older, she realized that her value in the business was directly proportional to her performance on the job. Invisible wounds from that childhood stress remain. Little was known about her inner struggles, though the world witnessed a talented young actress and later a writer with a Harvard degree. There was no strategy for escaping the psychological grip of a mother who orchestrated her every move. The ghosts of her past would occasionally resurface, asking probing questions long after she had left Hollywood and struck out on her own. Even though Melissa had always been very motivated, that wasn't enough to shield her from life's challenge. She was determined to start a family and create the nurturing environment she had always dreamed of. However, one of the most challenging things she had to do was balance that with a demanding job. The news industry wasn't known for its flexibility. Nobody had time for anything else, what with the constant need to be prepared, the long hours, and the constant pressure to break stories. Being a mother, though fulfilling, was a demanding and emotionally taxing role that she had always aspired to play. As a parent, she wished she could be more present for her children than her own mother had been. The kind of care and stability she had always imagined for herself, she wished she could offer it to them. With everyone vying for your attention, resources, and airtime, how are you supposed to accomplish that? What can you do when it seems like no matter how much you give, there's always someone who feels like they're missing out? Feelings of guilt and exhaustion were overwhelming. A lack of time wasn't Melissa's only obstacle. The corporate world also expected women to handle everything effortlessly. She had greater expectations placed on her than her male colleagues due to the fact that she was a woman working for a rival network. Your demeanor was anticipated to be well-mannered without being excessively so, powerful without being intimidating, and knowledgeable without coming across as condescending. It was easier for women to magnify and analyze every error, no matter how minor, than it was for men. The criticism that came with being a working mom was also there, and it could be subtle at times and blatant at others. Overworking herself would leave her with little time for her loved ones. When she prioritized her family, she became less invested in her career. It was an endless balancing act, and she couldn't win. She wondered if she would ever succeed. Despite dealing with high expectations, a difficult childhood, and the pressures of her career and family, Melissa Francis remained determined not to be defined by her past. Reclaiming her life, she established boundaries and penned a book that aided in her recovery. Hollywood broke her heart, but it also gave her strength. Despite everything that she endured, she emerged from her trials more resilient, self-assured, and ready to take charge of her life. Fame isn't her greatest achievement after all. She created love, resilience, and a life despite the storm. I don't understand how her conflicts in Hollywood prepared her for the challenges she would encounter at Fox News. A lot of drama occurred during Melissa Francis's tenure at Fox News, particularly in her interactions with Roger Ailes, the former head of the network. Lessons from the Prairie, Francis's autobiography, dealt with the terrifying conversations she had with, "Hey, Addie," hey. Ailes, who supposedly informed her that a star is someone you'd want to sleep with, but she didn't completely grasp the meaning of that statement at the time. Prior to the disclosure of abuse allegations by multiple Fox employees, Ailes remained firm in her beliefs regarding her past actions. Both Ailes and his lawyer denied the allegations, claiming Francis's account was unfounded. Francis, like Ailes, was no stranger to network issues. When she spoke on the radio about politics and the economy, her passionate opinions would frequently ignite the audience. It seems that she and the executives at Fox News had long-running arguments that extended beyond the newsroom, centered on journalistic direction and the framing of crucial issues. The rumors intensified after her unexpected departure in October 2020. Preparing to go live, she noticed an unexpected message on her teleprompter. You've been canceled. Without warning, she was removed from the air. Word got out that her rapid departure was due in part to her differences with coworkers at the network. Because she said what she thought, Frances was frequently the object of criticism. Some thought her political commentary was too one-sided, while others thought she oversimplified financial issues. There was public outcry because some Fox viewers disagreed with the network's remarks. Her tenure at Fox News remained a topic of conversation long after she departed. Her forthright manner sparked numerous debates, leading some to view her as a divisive figure. Her tenure at Fox News will live on in memory, regardless of your opinion. Did she depart due to group strife, or was there something more sinister at work? Come along with us as we uncover the truth. Melissa Francis was really shining when her time at Fox News came to an end. As she prepared for her live performance, for that split second, her screen remained blank. By October 2020, Francis had been abruptly removed from Fox's broadcast without official notification, and a terrifying message read, "You've been canceled." Her link had been severed. She didn't resign out of the blue, though. Behind the scenes, there was a squabble over something that few were willing to discuss. For a long time, Francis was an employee of Fox. Beginning her career in 2012 at Fox Business Network, she later joined Fox News as a co-host of Outnumbered and a contributor to After the Bell. She had a lot of fame on the network, but something still felt off. Her salary remained relatively unchanged despite the fact that her job was expanding. At the same time, rumors circulated that her male coworkers, despite having comparable or even less significant roles, were raking in far more dough. Francis decided to ask for more equitable pay because he was hell-bent on fixing the problem. She addressed her concerns to the Fox executives head-on, unlike many others in her position, and spoke up during the meetings. She received a startling response after doing that. According to Francis, a senior official from the network told her bluntly, "That's how the world works." Here was a moment of clarity. Women make less than men. That's a fact. She had to negotiate fiercely and contend with a system that was designed to maintain status quo. Instead of backing down, Francis exacerbated her concerns. She formally lodged a complaint with Fox's HR in the hopes that an employee would address the issue from within. A strange silence, though, followed. Nobody acknowledged the issue, nobody spoke about it, and nobody tried to fix it. She vanished in the blink of an eye. On the day she left, Francis did not give him any notice. Preparing for her live performance, she was home. Prior to her lawyer's call, everything appeared to be in order. He abruptly informed her, "Fox says your services are no longer needed." She was taken aback and worried that her contract wouldn't be extended without further notice. But then the harsh truth hit. "You've been canceled," were the final words that appeared on her Fox teleprompter. There was a brief blackout, the lights in her studio dimmed, and her internet connection was suddenly cut off. It wasn't merely a firing, all was erased. The press was never informed of her departure by Fox News. Rather than that, the network removed her from their schedule. Meanwhile, many issues sprung up as a result of her complaint. A probe into Fox News was initiated by the New York Department of Labor in response to allegations that Francis's statements contributed to the gender pay gap. Fox allegedly quietly settled with her for $15 million according to later sources. However, neither party has verified this amount. The specifics of the case were never broached by her. The network, however, rejected her assertions as unfounded and discredited her credibility. According to them, her departure was caused by scheduling changes and had nothing to do with the salary dispute. However, Francis was revealed much by the timing. Attempts to bring about change clearly had a hefty price tag. The corporate world retaliated against her quickly after she spoke out against a system that had historically favored males. Although she is no longer on Fox, her story will forever be remembered for the impact it had on people's thoughts about honesty, fairness, and the consequences of asking for what you deserve. Did something more serious than a disagreement over a contract lead to her dismissal? To find out more, remain here. When Melissa Francis came clean about why she abruptly left Fox News, the public's reaction was swift and powerful. Many came out in her support as word spread about her struggles behind the scenes, which many had previously been unaware of. After Frances courageously spoke out on social media about the gender pay gap at a major news network, her fans were shocked, outraged, and impressed. As people discussed the significance of her claims and how they related to the larger issue of workplace inequality, hashtags featuring her name began to trend. Since her profession frequently stifles dissenting opinions, many people commended her for being courageous enough to stand up for herself. Since she spoke the truth, there has been increased discussion among media professionals and journalists regarding workplace fairness. Some in the media applauded Frances for speaking out, while others questioned whether other networks were covering up the same issues. Following the release of her story, discussions surrounding the portrayal of women in media and the hidden power dynamics have been circulating. Additionally, due to Fox News' history of involvement in scandals involving workplace culture, her claims prompted viewers to examine the network more closely. She became yet another example of the industry's long-standing problems despite the network's repeated denials of wrongdoing. When Frances related her story, it wasn't merely to set the record straight. An uncomfortable truth about media moguls and the importance of speaking out was brought to light in that pivotal moment. Whether or not others agreed with her, speaking her truth had an obvious impact and sparked conversations about topics other than her personal life. Let us examine the peculiar ways in which Melissa Frances proceeded after departing from Fox News. Melissa Frances's abrupt departure from Fox News marked a watershed moment in her professional trajectory. Following her departure, Frances vowed to focus on new endeavors that would enable her to merge her artistic and entrepreneurial passions. Sailfish Productions was founded by her, and she is now its CEO and talent maker. Through this production company, she is able to make and create content that aligns with her ideas and vision. Sailfish Productions has allowed Frances to maintain her presence in the media, allowing her to do so independently. Not only is Frances a producer, but she has also dabbled in politics and given interviews. On various platforms, including social media, she frequently shares her opinions on news, economics, and policy matters. The way she engages with her audience demonstrates her desire to foster thoughtful discourse and maintain connections with her supporters. In the future, Melissa Frances hopes to maintain her influence in the media industry. She plans to use digital platforms and independent production routes rather than return to traditional TV roles. Thanks to her life experiences, she is no longer constrained in her ability to create content that aligns with her values. Although she hasn't explicitly stated her intention to return to television, it's evident that she would give it serious consideration, ensuring that it aligns with her career aspirations and allows her considerable creative freedom. Melissa Frances demonstrates resilience and adaptability in her journey following her departure from Fox News. With innovative strategies and state-of-the-art resources, she continues to carve out a unique niche for herself in the media industry. Her determination and focus in the face of adversity serve as an example to those around her.